And we're back, YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. As always, I appreciate that. Today, let's review Nightmare Frames. This is a point-and-click adventure horror game set in Los Angeles of the 1980s. You play Alan Goldberg, an aspiring screenwriter who is kind of stuck in a rut after a big break fell through. Now he goes on his search for a missing director and the mythical last film that he made, or long lost film. Now, as you delve into the story, it goes a bit overboard into the realm of the supernatural, but it sort of follows that formula of these 80s sort of cheesy and B horror movie territory, which is really nice. They start off quite suspenseful and then they sort of spiral into the supernatural, which is a fun thing, and it sort of does that, this game. It's a bit of a kind of an acquired taste in that some might say, well, it goes a bit overboard with that. I'd say, well, that's the point basically of the plot. Now, I have to say, this game features some really nice pixel art. Lots of talent in terms of design and how things look, although the animations of the characters are a bit simple and stiff. You go from one colorful location to the next by a taxi, and it sort of invokes that nostalgic feeling of playing an old point-and-click adventure game of the 1980s or 90s. Now, each location also is nicely designed. Usually there are only two screens to go through, so there's no aimlessly walking around or pixel hunting. A little bit here and there, but not too much. Now, a big part of the game is talking to a bunch of colorful characters, like rich producers, seedy directors and photographers and aspiring actors and what more. It's just everything that sort of is cliched that comes from Hollywood. A lot of good things, but a lot of bad things as well. I do love the picture-in-picture of the heads of the characters that really pop out and gives all these characters sort of a personal touch as you interact with them. The text dialogue is quite good. I love how all these cultural references of the 1980s are sort of woven into the story, as well as some of the jokes that are sprinkled over the game here and there as you try to use a certain item that you found on something in the environment, and the game sort of gives you some jokes or some humorous responses as you try to do that. There's no voice acting in this game, and I can understand that. I mean, the production values are not as high. This is an indie adventure game, of course, but I have to say the soundtrack is really cool. Synthesized tunes, again, very reminiscent of that time and era, is just very nice to have in this game. Now, as you progress, new locations become available, and it is rewarding to revisit earlier ones just to see if there are new characters around to talk to. You go around, like talking to the characters, usually they drop a lot of hints of what needs to be done. In that way, this game is not very difficult. Some might say that it's a very easy adventure game, so it's not that hardcore. On the other hand, there's something to be said for an adventure game that keeps it easy enough so people new to the genre feel right at home as they play this game. I have to say, overall, I did have a lot of fun playing this adventure game. It might not have the best story, but it's like, again, those old horror movies, they didn't have the great stories, but they were very entertaining, and I love the fact that in this game there's a lot of these little horror touches, and it's just very well done, and yeah, I had a great time. A fun adventure game. So get it and enjoy it. So thanks guys for watching this review, and see you in the next one.